You know what's the worst fucking fruit to eat with a cat nearby? Peach.
That's one way to launch the stream. And you notice this magic, this voodoo magic that I made appear that made Charlie just appear while we were in the middle of doing intros. That's just
out of thin air.
Air voodoo magic, right? Well, welcome everybody. Glad everybody could be here. Welcome to Great Point Live. And tonight we are entertaining Mr. Clint Stoker, who has been with us before. It's good to see you again, sir.
Yeah.
And Mr. Charlie, pronounce your last name.
Snowgins.
So it's like snow and then gins. Okay.
Guns. Or you can say it like guns.
Snow
and
guns.
They're shooting snow. Two big guns are shooting snow. And somebody, before you attack the fort, somebody says, "We have to take out those snow guns." You can say that.
I mean, sounds legit.
Yeah, before you take out the fort, you got to take out the snow guns.
Yeah. And of course, once again, my semi all-star panel with Mike the Indian.
Nice.
We got Jordan, the minority hire.
Indeed.
Even though he's not getting paid. And Xavier, who we say again.
I said that's what you do with minorities, right? You don't pay them.
That's right, exactly.
You have to be a certain level of whiteness if you want to get paid on this show.
I'm obviously haven't reached it because I haven't got paid either.
Well, it's because your voice is black. That's why.
Well, you got to finish taking the show from Mike.
And then we got Xavier the white boy.
Yeah.
We've affectionately started calling Martin Luther Cream. Xavier, I'm sorry. Okay, the joke is I was tootling around on Twitter today, and apparently Sean, is it Sean King?
Sean King.
Sean King was trending, and he's Sean King is
Yeah.
Talcum X.
Yeah, exactly. Talcum X. So I knew Talcum X. I've known Talcum X for a long time. I know that, but I'm reading this thread, and this guy said he called him Martin Luther Cream. I'm like, he called him three things. He called him Talcum X, then he called him Martin Luther Cream, and then he called him Harriet Conman.
Jesus. Not bad. That's a farther reach, but that's good.
He reached pretty far. I mean, after all, he is a white ginger convincing people he's a black person.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Did you see why he's trending too?
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'm just gonna dox every police officer in this thing until we and just say they all shot the guy. I'm like, what?
Did it as a threat, and Twitter said that's fine.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Yeah, I was shocked that they were letting that circulate. But I shouldn't be shocked. It was just like, what? Where are we living now? This is
Twitter just said that threatening to dox people is not against their terms of service because they just said it's not against their terms of service.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Door swings both ways or doesn't swing at all. That's equality. So now, bad things are going to happen. It didn't have to be this way.
The opening of the Pandora's box is probably not a good thing. You let one side do it, guess what the other side's going to do?
Yeah.
Or at least start suing after that point if they're not allowed.
Yeah, that's true. I
love me some suing. I'm
expecting some lawsuits to come out of this. Probably next year. It's going to be some time for things to calm down before lawsuits start happening. But anyway, Perth Comics says Piper appears on Mandy's but not here. Deserter. Yeah, I know. What you going to do?
I'm the eye candy now.
Yes. Look at it. Isn't he beautiful? In fact, I have a banner just for you. Watch this. Here you go.
What's the right face to go with that one? I love that.
Right.
You can't help but
honestly,
like a
the best thing
criminal.
would have been a smash cut of you blowing somebody up.
Yeah.
And then it would have said you turned yourself into the authorities. You are now serving a life sentence.
In a really nice jail cell with an amazing video game back there.
Oh yeah. It's like, and he also says Downcast is great. There you go. See,
awesome.
See, like we were talking about offline. That's probably why I think a lot of your success, not just because Charlie's an amazing artist, but that also you've delivered twice.
Hell yeah.
You know, and
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's a big list. I'm not talking about Comicsgate, but generally speaking, in crowdfunding period comics, it's just not a great track record. And I can see why, you know, some people that have never backed a campaign before would be a little, you know, intimidated by it. So I don't know. To me, I'm like, just do what you say you're going to do. And, you know, there you go. You got a competitive advantage. So
that's the wrong kind of Downcast. That's not totally different Downcast. Clinton isn't out here creating hurricanes out of thin air. He's
as far as we know.
Yeah, I mean,
his hands aren't in frame. We don't know what he's doing.
Well, he's got one hair in his frame.
Wait till Downcast 3 comes out. That's going to be a disaster. I mean, epic. Yeah.
The disaster. he's like, hey, you know that big storm on Jupiter that never goes away? Need I say more? I think I saw a few years ago they said something about that storm might fizzle out in the next 3 million years. I'm like, oh, okay.
Love that time frame.
It has gotten noticeably smaller over the last few hundred years.
Yeah, so I mean, one day there might not be a storm on Jupiter, then maybe we can land on a gas giant.
I'm not entirely
We need that methane. We need that methane. I'm sure we're going to figure out a way to harvest.
It's not the methane you want; it's the helium-3 because you need that for fusion.
That's true.
I mean, all of our helium's been like leaking up into the moon because everyone keeps using it for balloons.
I just learned about this. They can't. It's not like they can make more helium or it'd take too much energy, or I don't know the specifics, but we're gonna run out of helium apparently.
Yeah, I don't know when the time frame is on that, but you know, that is one of those that, because apparently like things like fossil fuels eventually, I'm not saying like they can just happen, but fossil fuels can eventually replenish itself. That means that we become the fossil fuels at some point, you know.
Right.
It does makes me feel a little bad because when I was in high school, I was in the student body officer room, and they had a whole canister of helium, like 4-foot thing of it, and me and my friends would just straight out of the tap.
You see,
me
and my friends were doing the whippets, and it ends up we were the good guys. Doing terrible drugs that might blow your brain up.
We were unknowingly
draining the planet of precious helium.
For the high-pitched voice, Yeah.
You got to think though. It's like we've discovered helium. What do? Oh, we'll make balloons out of them. And
shit, what else you can do with it?
Yeah, let's let kids fly them off in the air and think they're doing something. Protect the planet. I loved. Oh my gosh, how many times I remember as a kid, like one time in school, they were talking about releasing the balloons that had "Protect the Planet" on there, and I'm the one thinking we're setting off rubber balloons that are more than likely going to land in some ocean, in a creek or a lake or an ocean or something like that, and some fish is going to choke on it and die.
That one child's display killed 49,000 seals. Congratulations, everyone.
Yeah, and it's all Piper's fault, according to Joe Nobody. I agree.
Apparently, helium is constantly being produced by the breakdowns of shit. But we have enough helium in reserves that we've actually gathered and put in the tanks for 117 years.
Oh, it's fine.
Unless we start, doing, unless we start like, hey, what would be a great idea? Blimp. Let's just do blimp travel from now on. To hell with planes.
We know it's just as good as helium, but it's cheaper to make. Hydrogen.
Yeah, there's nothing in history that caused us to think that would be a bad.
This will be fine.
Yeah. Nothing at all in the history of a mankind has there ever been a situation where hydrogen was the reason for a bad disaster. None at all.
Certainly not with aircraft or airships and
nothing that affected humanity.
Yeah, nobody's face melted in their hand. Why would you bring that up? Why would you talk about that? That's a weird thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Maybe they could swap it. They could put helium in birthday party balloons and then hydrogen, and then keep the helium for whatever important stuff they're doing.
Yeah,
and birthday parties would be really fun because it's around candles. It'd be great.
Happy birthday! Here's your hydrogen bomb. Is there a serious application for helium?
Yes, it's one of the easier ways to cause fusion to occur.
They do that now?
The Germans, of course, have figured out a really expensive way to do something, which is all the Germans do ever. Like they figured out a way to make like sugar out of coal.
Are you trying to tell me the Germans have a bad track record?
They have a really terrible track record of
It's
things.
spotty.
I have a serious question. Why is it anytime the Germans are involved with a gas, it's always fucking ending badly?
Well, apparently, helium is produced by the nuclear decay of uranium.
Mm-hmm.
So
where's all the uranium?
More uranium is what we need.
Well,
I think they use it in making cell phones and electronics. Helium has some kind of application there.
Oh yes, hard drives. Hard drives require a little bit of helium in order to maintain the atmosphere needed to spin really fucking fast.
So the more that we're doing electronics, I think the faster rate it's going to be using it up, I guess. That's the worry. Yeah.
It's an inert gas used for welding. It's also used as a cryogenic product to cool down superconducting magnets for MRIs.
So this is Walt Disney.
Yeah.
That helped. Okay.
Yeah.
It's used for leak detection to test containers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Perf Comic says turtles choke on rubber balloons and create fossil fuels. Circle of life. There you go. I mean,
There you go.
all we need to do is choke more turtles, and we'll have plenty of gas.
There's a period on our planet where there wasn't anything eating trees. Mushrooms weren't a thing yet, so like trees would grow up like hundreds of meters tall, fall over. They fall like there was a period of time where they were like trees falling over on each other, and that's where coal comes from. Because there was nothing eating them, so all this dirt and stuff got pushed on top of them, and eventually funguses came to be a thing, and then they started eating trees, and that's why there's only so much coal. But oil, on the other hand, oh good lord, that we have a method of making of oil, and it's of course it's really fucking expensive.
Yeah, it's called whaling.
So the Japanese are onto something.
Yeah.
They're always on to something.
Speaking of bombs, what do y'all think of this?
Apparently, it was a credible threat.
Wait a minute. So he was dropping.
Yeah,
he was dropping a bomb, but it wasn't explosive.
He was dropping science that no one dreamt of.
Local Chipotle's was reached out to for comment, and they said they were not surprised.
Critical Blast says rainforests produce oxygen. Whales eat plankton so they don't over-oxygenate the atmosphere. Solution: for every 100 acres of rainforest we clear cut, we have to kill a whale.
Only one?
Only one.
Fuck you, whale!
It's all about. Look at the recent Godzilla movies taught me anything. It's all about balance, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if we're going to wipe out some, if we're going to keep cutting down trees, then we need to kill a few whales. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, fuck it.
Checks out.
And if a few seals get caught up in that,
it's very cute that you say if.
Yeah. When.
I love that this has become the answer to the Bill Nye show, because Bill Nye has kind of gone off the farm, so we got Chief Justice Optimus that could be the other shoe.
Yeah, I'm just trying to explain. Bill Nye thinks he's a scientist, and
he's an engineer.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Nye can be a fucking scientist, with his engineering degree. I can be a fucking scientist with my A+ certification for computers.
No, you can't be a scientist, but you can be a science guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's really not false advertising. He's really not quite saying it.
No, I didn't graduate from college, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express the other day.
I'm gonna become Professor Chief Justice Optimus. How's that?
Chris, the scientist.
What do you think of that, Bill Nye?
Scientist. Bill. Anyway.
There you go. My tuna net's always accidentally pulling a few dolphins in the occasional spotted owl.
Well, that's just ocean justice there, because remember, dolphins are notorious sex pests and sexual predators.
I just like the phrase "sex pests."
Yeah.
Well, they always chase. Well, they always say they always protect pregnant women of all things. Like if a pregnant woman finds herself tossed off a boat, dolphins immediately go over there and say, "Oh, well, we got to protect this."
Mm-hmm. We got to protect this person. We got to protect this little person in their submarine.
Dolphins do that? Dolphins protect people?
They will protect you from sharks too.
Yes.
Yeah,
What?
which is cool. Yeah, sharks.
believe that.
They're just protecting you from the sharks so they can have their turn.
To fuck you?
Yeah.
Probably.
I've heard they fuck people.
Yeah, they fuck people.
Charlie, man, this was a classy show. We was trying to,
Oh, you want fucking classy? Wayne, you should find the video of a dolphin using a decapitated fish as a sex toy.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no, do not.
See, that's another thing. Dolphins are the only other mammals on Earth besides humans that actually enjoy sex.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of monkeys jacking off. Isn't that-
Well,
you go to a zoo, they're
outside of-
flinging
okay,
poop
so that's
or they're
fine.
jacking off.
So, has anybody? Okay, I just want to point out that this baby owl, is not dead. He's just sleeping, right?
Yeah, that's how I sleep.
Juvenile owls often sleep face down because their heads are too heavy. Now, I would say that probably everyone in here has had this feel.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Face down with my ribs out.
Yeah, just like I'm just gonna.
Have you ever been so tired that you just can't even?
Yeah,
Yes.
baby owls are always that tired. Oh, poor boy.
because I'm sure, like, I mean, I know Clint when he does fulfillment, he's probably just like, I'm.
That is intense. It's either the last of the campaign, fulfillment week, or launch week. I'm not sure which one, but they're both extremely tiring.
For me, it felt like launch month. It just felt like a marathon.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, I mean, it got to a point where Xavier, he would go and he would be checking the campaign, and Mike here had to tell him, stop looking at the campaign, go to bed.
Yeah. You can't watch what's the saying? You can't watch a pot boil or something like that.
Yeah, you can't go. Yeah, you can't watch.
A watched pot never boils.
Yeah, that's
yeah, watch
it.
pot never
Yeah.
boiled, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you can't at some point, at the beginning it's all fun and games. Like the numbers are they're moving, but you get into the mid slump and it's like you can't watch it too closely because it'll just eat you alive,
But
You
if
have to
I
let
watch it harder,
I need to concentrate harder.
I know
Right?
it's gonna move.
Let me refresh again. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to have moved. And if like, it sucks especially if you got your email alerts tied on your phone,
Oh yeah.
and all of a sudden you're hearing ding, and you're like, did it? You know?
And then it's disappointing when you see it's just an email from a friend or something.
you're
You're
like,
like,
Who is it? Oh, my grandmother.
It
Are
could have
you
been
still
25
alive?
bucks.
Yeah.
Come on, Grandma. What are you doing still alive? This
Yeah.
could have been a bing for something good.
Dear Grandma, why haven't you
What?
caught the poof so you can leave me alone?
I turn all notifications off. So
Probably a good thing.
I never know when anyone's trying. It's really bad. But if you're working and you're drawing,
Yeah.
you can't keep. It's so distractible to bing. What's this? Bing. Another thing that isn't anything.
Yep.
Just
How
shut it.
you get stuff done.
Campaign
Mhm.
number. Go brr.
That's what, like with writing, I have to I have a few different strategies, but I have to shut off. Like I have to cut everything off in order to really like get in the zone. Or
Yeah.
sometimes I'll take a day off work
Mhm.
and I just go to the library
Yeah.
and bring a laptop and do it there, or I have to stay up really late.
Mhm.
But whatever you do, it's like you can't check Twitter. It's gonna mess up your whole, and then you can't even can't get anything done. So
Clint, you're the only person I know that's gone to a library this year.
yeah, when was that? Was it this year? It was last year. I went to the library. It was like November time.
Mhm.
All
I
right.
really had to get some stuff done, but yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like I know when we launched, I had to tell just about everybody in my personal life. I was like, okay, leave me alone for 3 days. The only thing I want to do is eat and do this thing and sleep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they all took that to mean he is going to be jacking off furiously for 3 days. I don't want to go anywhere near that bathroom.
Well,
For
that was
Dolphin,
previous.
yeah.
That was the previous 3. That was 3 days before that.
I was gonna say they know he doesn't have the energy for that.
Yeah. I'm fat as shit. What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, he's too busy making his hourly trip to the donut dimension.
Ooh, that sounds like a happy place.
Oh man, dang! Last night I heard Charlie's London saying that she's going to have a freaking Krispy Kreme donut tower at her wedding, and I'm like, Chars, I call her Chars. Chars, why you tell me stuff like this? Because you know I hate flying, and I don't want to be flying. But I'll fly to England for a damn Krispy Kreme donut cake. Sign me up. 300 donuts stacked up.
Really? That sounds
Yes.
serious.
Why don't you just go to your local Krispy Kreme and buy 300 donuts?
Why would I need to buy them if I can get them for free at a wedding, Jordan?
Because Wayne, if you just buy them, you don't have to fucking fly.
Yeah, it's only a $900 round ticket.
Yeah, come
Yeah,
on.
fine. Yeah, for
See,
$900, you just buy those fucking donuts.
No, so here's another problem there, Jordan.
Okay.
If I go and buy the donuts, I might not stop.
Mm.
I
At
mean, you
least-
can't do much more damage that's already been done to your body. Okay, it's fine.
Well, I mean, there's probably a few more things. I could lose my legs, or
I mean, how much of a difference to your normal day-to-day life would that really
Yeah.
make?
You don't need
Um,
those. You don't need those.
well, I do go up and down stairs, so I do kind of need the legs. For
Get
now.
that. What was it?
Learn
The
to
hop
float.
around thing?
You could
Learn
get
to
down there. Yeah.
You say learn
Legs
to
are just holding
float?
you back. Yeah, legs are just holding you back. Learn to float.
Yeah.
They're holding you back from really rolling.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
become one of those hand cap wizards from Morrowind.
I'm just
Oh
going
yeah,
to
those guys, the fucking. Fuck are they?
learn some key, just learn to float. I'm be
Yeah.
be like a Dragon Ball character with no legs.
Yeah.
You know why we can't float? Because we've never had to. Because we have legs.
Not a bad theory. Not a bad theory.
Uh,
I think you're onto something.
You have people that are amputees and they're in the wheelchair bound. Well, that's because they can't get their minds around that I used to have legs.
All right, I've got an idea for your next project. It centers around a guy who you cut his arms and legs off,
Right.
and you leave him there in the middle of the room, and then above him, you stack 300 fresh Krispy Kreme donuts, and see if this
He learned how to
character
Mhm.
can manage his way to float up there, to eat those donuts. It's the only way to know. We'll never
At
know
the end of it,
until
you
we
just find
try.
out he thinks he succeeded, but you find out he actually died and went to heaven. And heaven was 300 donuts.
Gentlemen, I think someone may have beaten us to the punch for creation of this character. Seth MacFarlane created a Mind Quad.
Jesus.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know that one.
It's probably a ripoff of something else. No one.
The joke is he's limbs are all gone because they weren't blown off; they were blown into his mind. So now he does everything through fucking telekinex or whatever. Like, I hope those legs had better run fast because they're in your mind.
Charlie's had enough of this. He's going to drink.
It's
You
time
people
for
drive me to
Guinness.
drink.
Oh,
Yes. Why are you all hidden? What's happened here? Why are you all? You're all avatars.
We were always avatars. Well, except Piper. Most of
This-
us are usually avatars. We don't. Well, for one thing, I don't have a webcam, so that would explain that.
It's kind of normal though, or at least I don't know. Like probably if you added up most of the streams, it seems like avatars are the way to go.
Yeah.
More and more people are starting to show their faces, but
Yeah.
it used to just be strictly avatars. I
Yeah.
think.
Really?
I'm exceptionally proud of all the people that are willing to move past their avatar and show their face, and I will continue to admire them from a distance over here in the Avatar City.
I can't even wait, but your avatars don't even.
It is.
They don't have the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
but
you're
You're doing it
not
right
talking loud enough, you could probably see it now. Then I'm like kind of screaming like a little bit.
Yeah, he's talking
Yeah.
about the circle thing. Well, it's only a micro-activated thing. I mean, you look at that. I go really far away.
Yeah.
Really?
The whole self docs, getting over putting your real name out there in your face. That's
Yeah.
that's a step.
Mhm.
Oh,
Well, the thing is, like,
I've done it. I've put my.
You're already out there.
Well, we're all veterans of the first meme war, so if they find out who we are, we might have to answer for some online crimes at the Hague.
that is a possibility. I mean, there may be a few times where we may or may not have told in possible FBI agents to eat ass.
I know I've done it at least 3 times, and that's why the NSA is looking for me.
Yeah.
And that's a good point.
Okay.
I would say just for that, it says video takes bandwidth. Avatar sometimes help with streaming. Yeah, that's like my right now. It's like I have a low upload. It's like 1.4.
Hey,
So
Mr. Yanafui's in the chat. We were just talking about you the other day.
yeah, apparently he thinks you're the quartering Clint. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a pretty bad insult. Like I don't think Clint deserves quite that.
No, I'm
much.
like, I'm not that ugly, but
Doesn't he have a big beard?
yeah, it's like big and totally unkept.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's okay.
I think Clint looks like what's that? French fried potatoes.
Oh God, you look like Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
Blade.
Sling Blade, married to Angelina Jolie. Not bad.
Yeah.
That's
Not
right.
bad.
I've been called worse. We were like drafting celebrities for who would play celebrities, and I think it was Eric that was saying, oh gosh, and I'm not gonna remember the guy's name. Do you remember the guy that in Cinderella Man? Do you guys watch that show?
No.
Okay, how about the Amazing Spider-Man #2? The Rhino.
Oh,
yes. You look like his handsome younger brother, though.
I know. I was like, am I that ugly?
Giacometti?
Paul Giamatti.
Paul
Yes.
Giamatti. Yeah.
Paul Giamatti. Yeah.
They said that, and I was like, what? No.
Whose father was the commissioner of baseball.
I mean, I have a little clip of the quartering. I have to switch to the ladies' night.
Yeah, let's compare.
Thing real quick to bring this video up.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, but
Holla!
Yeah, grab yourself a pint real quick and take it with you because we're not staying.
All right, let me get my Guinness before we're out the door.
So yeah, this was if you remember, Clint, you remember when when Jeremy was like having that whole like well, Ethan's not going to be that successful this time.
Yeah, that was a little strange.
The Geeks and Gamers guy?
No. Jeremy Hambley, not Jeremy Geeks and Gamers.
The quartering.
Yeah.
Oh, they're both Jeremy? All right.
Yeah.
So of course,
Different.
me being, us being us, had to do something about that, and I made this. So here we go.
Some people have a lot of sex, I do not. What does it feel like to fuck? I forgot, it's been a long, long time since I got laid.
Damn dog. I mean, not that he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Quarterback can go fuck himself.
Right.
I didn't understand the whole like. It sounded to me like his criticisms were, you should be making Star Wars videos so you can make more money in comics.
Mhm.
That's the, like that's the end game.
Yeah.
But I just like that's not. I feel like it's a misunderstanding of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of my thing is I kind of agree with Ethan in the regards that we saw Star Wars commit suicide in December.
Yeah.
And what more is there to talk about? All they're going to do is just continue doing bad crap. So why what's the point at this point? Like
Even with comics too, sometimes it's like I know that something nonsensical happened in the news, but I've already talked about this so many times. I just have nothing else to say about it. So it's you kind of and you might feel like it later on the topic, but it's like you can't just keep milking that strip mining the same issue. Sometimes it's kind of nice to evolve and move on.
Yeah.
I was like, when Rise of Skywalker was about to come out, I basically said that we just need to bury Star Wars. It's done. No matter, I didn't even see the movie. It's like, no matter what happens, no good will come from it because they've gone so far off the reservation. There's no coming back, even if they reversed course perfectly. They're too far.
I'll say this: if that was J.J. Abrams' attempt to like fix what happened in The Last Jedi, he didn't do good enough.
He canonized Fortnite.
Oh God! What a horrible thing.
I missed. I guess I don't know enough about Fortnite, but which part was the Fortnite?
Okay, do you remember the signal that Palpatine has allegedly broadcasted across the universe? Like, "Hey, losers, I'm alive."
Okay.
That was in Fortnite. In Fortnite, they did an event, and the signal is Palpatine.
Oh,
so it was a huge marketing thing. So now Fortnite is a part of the Star Wars canon.
What I find hilarious about that was another thing I found hilarious about that part. Why would Palpatine, who's been spending 40 years, hiding out, building up, power again, so he can, wild out one more time. Why is he going to suddenly announce like, "Hey guys, I'm here. Try to stop me, LOL," and just?
You don't understand, Wayne. He had a very, very smart plan.
Yeah.
Please explain the plan to me.
The long game.
All right. Here's the very, very smart plan.
Okay.
He needed to get his granddaughter to come to Exegol so he could steal her body.
Oh yeah, that's right too. He
was literally about to execute a trans rites.
Mm-hmm. He needed a body because every other attempt at holding his power failed, and so far Rey was the only one that was both evil enough to maintain the power and not explode into lumps like this.
Really? Is that what that was about?
Yes.
Also, he was apparently
More or less,
so
yeah.
powerful. He was materializing ships out of the Force. Like apparently, all those big Star Destroyers with the fucking Eclipse cannons on them. He just mentally projected those into existence, if I understand correctly.
See,
I thought people were building them. I guess you're right. There's nobody there.
No, like even the crews apparently were being manifested from out of sheer will in the Force. Like,
You have to remember, he is all the Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of it.
am the Sith.
I am all the Sith. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Plagueis, his direct, predecessor, was like, "Fuck that! I ain't getting involved in this shit. You could kill my ass while I'm trying to sleep. Fuck you."
Is Plagueis in anything?
No, he was in a book, but of course they uncanonized the books.
have you ever heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Gypt?
Crying out loud! I'm still of the mind that fucking Jar Jar Binks should have been the secret Darth Plagueis the whole time.
At least that would have had such great meme value. Even if the movie was still terrible, it would have been like, I see what you did there.
My gosh, could you imagine? Because that would have been perfect. Especially in episode 3, where it's like when what's his name, when Palpatine says, "I am the Senate." And then Jar Jar could have said, "I gave you the Senate," because he did really.
I give you the Senate. Jar Jar, how could you betray us? Sorry, Obi, he's a stab you in the back.
Now here's the thing: he stops talking like Jar Jar Binks. He starts becoming erudite all of a sudden. He's like, because they would also explain the reason why when they went to his city, right, during the first movie when everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's coming back."
Yeah, everyone
was scared of him. But then immediately afterwards, all of a sudden, what was there? That fucking his species leader was all like, the Gungans. Yeah, the Gungan leader was all like, "Oh no, you're totally the general of this army now."
General Jar Jar Binks.
Man, I miss the time when the prequels were the worst thing that happened to Star Wars.
Yeah, right.
Now it's such a mess. I think like if I was in charge of Star Wars, the only thing you could do, because you've got to keep making money from the franchise, would just be to say like, we're going to make movies set in the Star Wars universe, and the timing of all of it is going to be really ambiguous. We're not going to have any direct characters or related, and just like start fresh in the universe. I don't know how they can possibly connect to what they've done.
Don't they have 30 years of source material that's unused, essentially?
Yeah.
Well,
of books and stuff,
and essentially 25,000 fucking years across the whole like
Right.
books. Crying out loud.
Yeah.
I have a method. Sorry for interrupting. I have a method of kind of fixing that, and it uses the cast members that are still alive, and this also lets you recast everybody in a way that's respectful, but then you could just move on with those actors.
Mhm.
And it'd be you've got old Luke Skywalker around a campfire with a bunch of younglings, like maybe have old Han Solo hanging out, like drop the shit off. You guys just hang out here and tell stories or whatever. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And just one youngling just sits down and says, Master Skywalker, tell us a story from the old New Republic or whatever. Okay, sit down, kids. I'll tell you some fucking Jedi stories. And
good.
Luke starts telling a story, and you zoom in on this one kid's eye, and then one of the characters is now played by that kid, or played by that guy.
Oh,
And
as if it's
now-
his imagination. and he's
Right,
the
and
hero.
now all the
Nice.
characters are people that he's run into or people that he knows. And now you can basically just do whatever you want because, well, it's Luke telling stories.
I just got the Disney Channel, and because I
Disney
kept
Plus.
trying, I kept trying to buy the Mandalorian. Apparently, you can't do that. And
you can't just
I was
watch
under
Mandalorian anymore.
no, you can't buy it on Amazon or on a DVD.
Oh yeah,
you just have
do
to
it on
buy
Disney
Disney Plus. It's the only
Yeah.
way to get it. Because I didn't care about the rest of Disney. I just wanted to see that show. Everyone was talking about it. First of all, until a month ago or so, when I got the channel, I thought John Malin made up Baby Yoda. I was talking to him here and there, and I thought, yeah, that's funny, Baby Yoda with the Jack Daniels. I was convinced. And then I was watching the show, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is where Baby Yoda is? It's not just Malin? All right. So, but other than that, I started watching what's the show? The Clone Wars?
Yeah, Clone
That
Wars.
show's incredible.
Yep.
That show's better than any of the movies.
Yep.
They're fantastic.
Because guess what? The guy running that show, who also helps run the Mandalorian, actually cares about Star Wars.
So why didn't they give him a movie?
You
Instead
see,
of Roundhead
Kathleen
Johnson?
Kennedy is a moron, and that's why.
Okay, you know what?
I'll
I
go
want to
with
know how good he is as a director. Apparently, Kathleen Kennedy is allowed nowhere near the Mandalorian sets at all.
Yeah.
So I just
Why?
watched the first season, and I thought that was better than any of the prequels. There's so much. It's so good.
Yeah.
Why don't they use that stuff? It's so good. I'm a little blown away because I just found out about it, but it's from 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, at least.
That's when, and then they finished it up like this past year. The Clone
Oh,
Wars.
it does have an end.
Yeah. They have the final season was released on Disney Plus. So
Oh wow.
Oh, so the last season is brand new.
yeah.
Oh, I feel very excited. I'm going to catch
And
up.
that was
to
pretty cool
everybody.
because they had basically had it set out. They had animatics done and everything like that. But then, because Disney, right then, because it was on Cartoon Network, right? That's where they were showing it.
Oh yeah,
But
where did it air originally?
on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it was Cartoon Network.
And then Disney bought the Star Wars franchise, and of course, Disney's not going to have anything else. They're not going to have anything that can't. They're going to put it on. If I can't have it on Disney Channel, then fuck you. Like.
Yeah, that's the point, right?
Same thing with. Did you guys ever watch the animated Spectacular Spider-Man?
Yes,
You seen that? It was great.
In my opinion, probably the best Spider-Man show. It
It was so good. I would sit down and watch it with my wife, and it's like we're watching a cartoon. We don't usually watch animated stuff, but it was like we'd watch. It was just great storyline. It was so tied into a lot of it was tied into the original comics, and it just had such a nice pace. And then it just disappeared because that's
Which one was that one? Is it on Disney Plus?
I don't know if that one's on
so.
Disney Plus or not.
I think they got it all now.
It used to be on Vudu.
Was it the 3D one?
for free?
No, that
Neil
wasn't.
Patrick Harris.
No,
No. That was on MTV.
I thought that one was pretty good.
I remember that one, but I don't remember much about it.
It had a very simplified art style. Spectacular bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
just
think of
animated.
Spectacular Spider-Man if it was done by Paul Dini. Like the Batman animated series.
Oh yeah.
Something
Or,
like that.
or if it was done by Max Fleischer in the 30s.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
those Superman cartoons still hold up. I
They
watch
do.
them with my kids. They're
They do,
so
actually.
good. And the whole Batman line that I watched when I was a kid is based on that. I had no idea. They're so good.
But it's like Clint said, that Spectacular Spider-Man worked out because it was still Spider-Man story, still distilled down to Peter Parker and I think Gwen and Harry and
sometimes Mary Jane.
Sometimes Mary Jane. And
they were developing it. Like it was
they were developing it, yeah.
And you could start from fresh. Like if you didn't know much about Spider-Man, you could start from the beginning and go through it, and you'd still have all the key characters. But it was just great. The pacing was great. And then it's like they switched and did that Disney one, and I tried it out with my son.
Yeah,
and it was like chibis everywhere, and it just didn't.
Was it Ultimate Spider-Man? I think it was
Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm like, it didn't make sense. Like, why?
I watched that one. That one was all right. You're saying this other one was better?
It was better.
Much better.
Well,
it was a drastic change.
Well, let's put it this way. Okay, so you got the Spider-Man series from the '60s. Spider-Man, that one.
Yeah.
Then you had the one from the '80s. Which
Amazing
was
Friends.
Well, yeah, but it was
That's the one I grew up with.
That one and Amazing Friends. You had both.
Iceman and
Firestar,
not Firestarter. When I was a kid, because also Drew Barrymore was Firestarter. It was very confusing because I thought that little drunk girl is going to start all these fires when she wants to, and she knows Spider-Man. All right.
You want really confusing? Imagine like watching Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends, Iceman and Firestar, and then going and watching the Legion of Super Friends where it has Firestorm.
Yes.
And then you get all confused. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was very confused, dude.
Yeah.
But then you had that. Then of course you had the '90s Spider-Man, which was with the X-Men, which is not not a bad one, but it did not age well. Like if you go back and watch it now, you're like, God, this is cringe.
I have, but you're right. It's very like 90s.
It's like X-Men held up pretty well because it still told X-Men stories.
Yeah.
I thought so. The X-Men from the '90s held up pretty well. Spider-Man, like the animation was always not great. It seemed like it was the budget kind of thing. It's like, and of course they try to do more 3D stuff, and it was too early for 3D for that show. You know,
as though they just saw Aladdin. Hey,
yeah,
Aladdin
pretty
did
much.
it. Let's do that.
Yeah, Aladdin did it. We can do it, but not realizing that they were Fox and.
They started doing a lot better later on when they started toning down that stuff. In that series.
Yeah.
But I would say the biggest difference between like any other Spider show and fucking Ultimate Spider-Man is Ultimate Spider-Man is just a Family Guy with starring Peter Parker.
With all the quick cuts.
Jump cuts. Yeah, it was, like there's some good stories in there, but it's not like the Spider-Man story. It's more, I guess they're trying to be updated or they're trying to tie it into the Avengers and, I don't know. I loved Superior Spider, what's that called? Spectacular Spider-Man, because it was just like the classic stories, the classic villains, you know what I mean? And origins, and I don't know. I just loved it. It was great. It just ended too abruptly.
All right, I'm going to watch that one.
It ends really abruptly.
Cartoons. It does?
Yeah.
All I watch is cartoons, though. I got the Disney Channel, and now I watch, I don't know, cartoons from the 40s, just anything.
Yeah.
I grew up on Warner Brothers, and Disney wasn't really around. And because I had an angry mom from New York, so we just watched Bugs Bunny. She would see Mickey Mouse, she would say, "Look at this fucking pussy." I would say, "Mom, take it easy. He's a cartoon." And so now only in my older age can I see Pooh Bear.
You're
like
being
Pooh
rebellious now.
I'm being rebellious
With your
by
Winnie the
watching Mickey
Pooh.
Mouse and Pooh Bear.
I like it.
I can't
My
watch.
mother wouldn't have tolerated that shit.
I can't watch Xi Jinping. I'm sorry. I mean, Winnie the
Damn
Pooh. Seeing the entire NBA bow to Xi Jinping right now is pretty awesome.
Isn't it bizarre
Yeah.
that they campaign for all these weird things and then, what's happening in China? Taking who to how many concentration camps? That's fine.
I just saw today, LeBron James put a tweet out. He said, "Fuck this! This can't stand." I was like, as he's having child labor make his shoes.
Yeah.
Well, and the NBA, they bowed down to China so many times. What I don't know, late last year or whatever, they were groveling before China. Now it was. Did you hear that? I can't remember which video game it was. I just saw it today, but they had a Tiananmen Square.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty Cold War.
They took it out.
Yeah,
wait, what?
Activision's a bunch of fucking shills.
Well, that's because
wait.
nothing happened that day.
Could you start it? I don't know what you're talking about. Could you explain?
Okay, there's a new Call of Duty coming out, Call of Duty Cold War. And they build it as like, do you fucking hate commies?
Yeah.
We're gonna go kill some
It was
fucking
great.
commies. Yeah. And it was showing all this shit. It basically said like learn your history or you're doomed to repeat it kind of thing. And it was showing all this communist shit. It showed like the fall of the Berlin Wall, Tiananmen Square, and all this stuff, But of course, the problem with that is Tiananmen Square never happened. Nothing ever
Nothing happened in June 4th, 1989, okay?
There was a party. Punch was served.
Yeah.
No, nothing happened. There was no party, no nothing.
Nothing
that day
happened
in history never fucking happened. It's fine.
Nothing had all happened. And so China pulled their muscle with Activision, which I think Tencent owns a portion of Activision because of course they do. And
you guys know stuff. I don't know stuff. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No,
don't worry.
It's
don't
a
worry,
lot of
Charlie.
autism. Just
don't
that's
worry,
all it
Charlie.
is.
By the time we're done, you'll be red pilled as fuck.
You're gonna learn some things.
Yeah.
My wife is in the other room watching the Republican convention. She's MAGA.
Hey. She's watching.
We flipped a couple of years ago. I would listen to politics and stuff. I would try and get all the shows and everything. And somewhere around 2012 or 13, I thought I can't keep up. I'm done. I'm just gonna walk away from this. And in the last 2 years, maybe 4 years ago or whatever it was, I convinced my wife to. I'm sorry, I convinced her. Vote Gary Johnson with me. I'm a registered libertarian. We'll vote this way. I know you kind of like Trump, but and she was like, okay. She just listened to me. And now 2 years later, she's yelling at me. You made me vote for that motherfucker. I'm sorry.
Has your wife ever said, it's like, look, Charlie, I hate to tell you this, but dude, weed Lamau is not a campaign slogan. It needs to.
No matter how badly we wish it was, dude, weed Lamau is not a good campaign slogan.
Yeah. That was literally Gary Johnson's campaign. It's
I know.
Dude,
I know. It was terrible.
Yeah. I mean,
it was terrible. But I interrupted you. You were about to say something about Activision and Tencent.
Yeah, Tencent is a Chinese company that they have their tendrils in everything, like Hollywood stuff. The new Top Gun movie that's supposed to be coming out.
Yes.
Maverick. Yeah, Top Gun Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why his patches changed on his jacket is because of China.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so weird now because if you hate fascism. I've never met a person that loves fascism, but if you hate fascism, it's
no.
But you can shout it from the rooftops safely, Yeah. But people are they're afraid to say that they don't like communism. It's just like what happened?
I'll say it right now. Fuck
Do
communists. The only commie that is good is one that gets thrown out of a goddamn helicopter.
Except Commie Mark, he's cool.
Commie Mark's all right. Yeah.
When the purge of the commies is undertaken, we're gonna put Commie Mark in a zoo because he's okay.
Yeah, you got to remember your history.
Yeah.
I just met that guy last week. I love that guy.
Yeah, Commie Mark's good. Well, you see, the thing is, he's the worst commie ever because he's trying to make money and. But he found a gimmick. He found a gimmick because it all started. It was literally because he was on a show and he had that Soviet flag behind him, and there was actual discussion after he got on the show. Do we let commies into comics game?
What you need to understand is it's not his money, right? It's the party's money. He's just holding it, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. He's much more posh, much more laid back. You see, if the communism, the revolution's coming, you see, then we'll all be on board when we get there.
Back of my book on Indiegogo while you're at it.
Check out
Charlie's London has a blue collar London accent. She's not quite Cockney, but it's all right, come to London, how you doing, everything, this and that, yeah, we go over there, and then we'll have a pint in a pub, right? We'll call me Mark, he's a little 1 or 2 elevations above that, a little more posh, right? A little more laid back. Why would you vote for your own interests? You should vote outside your interests. I love it, man. It was the first time I met him, and I thought this is the best stuff I've seen. It's also Vaughn's favorite book.
Yeah. Oh, Critical Blast. I just want to point out. He said, "My wife was a lifelong Democrat. Voted for Obama. After 4 years, she's full blown QAnon. Holy shit!"
Oh,
Is QAnon real? Is QAnon real?
Yes,
What?
and kinda.
I'm gonna say it's the internet. Everything's for real.
it's
It's a lot of LARPers from 4chan to say, "Hey guys, you know what'd be funny?" And then people started buying it.
So they're shitlords.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're doing an important thing in that they're keeping people calm and trying to avoid, going out in the streets and immediately shooting people. Just follow the plan. There's a plan. There's obviously a plan.
Yeah.
Don't worry, this is part of the plan. Where we go one, where we go all, fuck. Just it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. What was it, 2 nights ago, that somebody actually got shot finally? I would have thought that would have happened long ago.
That happened last night.
Was that last night? When
Yeah.
you keep attacking people's shops, their houses, and their towns, I would have thought people would have been shot months ago.
Nah,
Go ahead, George.
the thing that you got to keep in mind is that Americans, as gun happy as we are, we do tend to use those as a last resort. Last night was the last resort. We've gotten to the point of no fucking return.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's the thing is, there's so much that I think the public can handle, and then the pendulum swings, and it's like you have to have seen this coming. This is probably the first incident, but now you're seeing like mobilized. What do they call those guys with the Hawaiian shirts? The
Boogaloos.
Boogaloo, yeah.
Boogaloo boys.
Yep.
They're real too?
Yep.
They're real. Yeah.
What I love about them is on their Teespring store, they're instead of the Boogaloo boys, they're now called the Big Igloo boys.
The Big Igloo boys?
Because Boogaloo boys got banned. So bought it.
What's funny is they're a fucking product of the media, technically.
Yeah.
Because they were just joking. They were joking about Civil War II, and obviously Civil War II, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it started. Well, somebody wanted to do an article about him, but you can't just do an article about him. You have to put him into a group. You got to assign them a label. Otherwise, they're just an analogous group. They're just mysterious. They're all over the place. Well, now we can put them in this corner. So they called them the Boogaloo Boys, kind of like I have the Bernie Bros.
Yeah. And then you could have somebody that acts out and shoots somebody, and that's going to happen inevitably. Mm-hmm. And then they can call that person a Boogaloo Boy,
Right.
It's the same thing that they did with Comicsgate, really.
Right.
You know what I mean? They were encouraging so much for it to be this like defined body that, and then one person does something. It doesn't matter if they're Comicsgate or not. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But they can, see, here's evidence now that you're in a hate group, or the labels are important to them.
The best part for them is that if you define this group with these characteristics and say this is what they're about, well, the people that are actually about that sort of thing are going to want to join that group because, hey, there's people just like me.
Yep.
And all of a sudden it's like, now you're assigning things to them. This is their uniform, the Hawaiian shirts. I like Hawaiian shirts. I hang out with these guys. Or I guess we like Hawaiian shirts now.
Yeah.
Or 0074.
Yeah, they say,
"Is this a boogaloo?" I said, "No. Here is maybe a boondoggle, but not a boogaloo."
But see, then they'll say, like Comicsgate is a hate group, and then they signal to people like, I don't know, Vox Day or whatever. They'll signal to people to go. You know what I mean? They're trying to make a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Well,
yeah.
It's kind of like when 4chan, somebody brought this up, which is pretty, it's like the OK sign means white power. That was another 4chan meme. That was a joke. It was like, they literally said, I wonder if we can get people in the media to believe this.
Yeah.
And they did.
Oh
my God.
What I always find interesting about 4chan is that you look at, I'd say rough estimate, 90% of the crazy bullshit you see in politics, 4chan did it.
Really?
Yeah.
They control. It's
It's
amazing.
just 4chan autism. Any
Okay,
stupid politics thing, it's 4chan.
I'm going to
what
tell you
is-
that, like, name a really fucked up thing that you've seen like leftists do, and I'm absolutely serious in that saying it was because Poll managed to fool Tumblr into believing it.
Who managed to fool Tumblr?
Poll is a
Poll.
board on 4chan.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
So-
politically incorrect is
Yes.
the term, but they call it poll. So
Mhm. It used to be the
um,
news board, but then people started getting really political, and then Moot turned it to Poll.
The greatest thing still today that they have done is trolling Shia LaBeouf. And
Oh my god.
the greatest game of capture the flag in the history of man.
Shia got divided 5 goddamn times.
Charlie, have you heard about that?
Let's see.
I remember hearing about Shia LaBeouf, but I don't actually quite know what 4chan is.
Okay, so
Can you give me the primer version?
It started as an image board, like a kind of forum, and people just do that and post funny memes or whatever, and then
you're anonymous. Like that's the point.
you're
is that
anonymous.
Yeah.
Everybody's anonymous.
Yeah, because if you use a name, then they call you a certain term that I can't say because Wayne.
A bundle of sticks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Specifically,
If you
for a
use-
name bundle of sticks.
Yeah.
If you use a name, they call. I understand the
Right.
bundle of sticks reference. What do you mean a name? Your
Like,
name?
well, the whole
Just
thing is being
any username.
anonymous. They don't care who you are. It's like when they address each other on the forum, they call each other anon.
Yeah.
So
either
So-
anon or some other slur or whatever. Point
Yeah.
is,
So it's a
the
collection of
only thing that matters-
shitlords.
Yeah, the
Yes.
only thing that matters is your opinions and your words.
Mhm.
Now, Poll really loves doing these hoaxes. They were responsible for free bleeding, peeing themselves after being raped.
Oh,
I
I
know that.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
Bald for Bieber.
bald for Bieber.
cut your
Wait,
stuff for people,
what's
too.
called-
Wasn't Poll also responsible for the pedosexual thing?
Pedosexual thing.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Wait,
bald
bald
because
for Bieber?
Yeah, bald for Bieber.
Or bald?
Yeah,
for
women.
Bieber?
They convince like young girls to cut to shave their head bald for Justin Bieber.
They
Yeah,
tell-
yeah.
on their head?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they were spreading a rumor that he was going to have cancer, so that the way they'd have to have some.
Give him some energy. essentially.
Solidarity.
And
Yeah, solidarity.
Did
and,
did it work
They
on
also
one girl?
convinced white people to shave off their hair because that would offend black people for not having perfect hair.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Didn't they do the "It's okay to be white" thing
It's
too?
okay to
Yeah.
be white.
Yep.
They did
Yeah.
that.
and then remember that milk is racist propaganda.
I saw
Yep,
that.
yep.
I saw that.
That was
White
them.
racism because only white people can drink it.
They
Yeah.
started. They started the OK symbol thing being
Yeah, they did the
racist.
okay thing. Same as
They
for
did the
being
okay
racist.
symbol because I didn't think this would just be so fucking wildly successful, but I was part of that whole thing. That was great.
Really?
Wait, who just said that? Is that Evil Bob the Almighty?
Yeah, it was Mike.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, you
But-
don't even have. It's so confusing because you have a name and then you have the name that's on the screen.
Yeah.
So Mike is Evil Bob the Almighty. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xavier is Xavier. And
Hello.
Jordan is Punished Mulatto.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Now make it a little easier. Now he's
Okay,
got
now,
two names.
now that we explained all the hoaxes thing. Okay.
I'm
So do
catching up. I'm catching up.
you remember the when Shia LaBeouf had that little self-eggering guy using little like camera thing? He will not divide us. Well, they kept trolling him over and over and over again.
Yeah, like they would order, like one of the people ordered a pizza and the pepperonis were like a Nazi.
It's
insignia.
covered in swastika pepperoni.
Yeah.
They kept
And
having
then-
this Asian guy like quote Mind Fear in the background.
Oh,
Uh,
and the best one. Don't forget Sam Hyde showing up.
Oh,
my
Sam
God,
Hyde,
yeah.
Hebes will not divide us.
He started a chant in front of it's saying Hebes will not divide us. And and stuff like that. And,
And then finally he got sick of that, so he moved to this what was it, Texas? He moved the camera.
No,
over to
it was Tennessee.
Tennessee, yeah.
Texas. He moved it to a little art
and he
place.
thought he was smart. It was a picture of a flag. It was just a
No,
flag.
no.
right?
He
No, it
moved
wasn't
it
a flag
to
yet.
the art installation first.
Okay.
And then that got trolled. So he finally got sick of like people fucking with his camera display. So he put a flag up in the middle of fuck nowhere
Well, he thought was in the middle of nowhere. He thought he was smart. He's like,
thought he was smart.
A picture. It was just a camera with the flag that's saying he will not divide us. Blue sky. There's no way. He's thinking there's no way they can know where it's at.
Yeah, because there's no landmarks or anything like that.
And it's a live feed, right? 24/7 live feed.
They didn't know that how autistic people on pole can be. So they started looking at jet trails.
Yeah, they know jet trails on the fucking camera.
And at one point,
and they're like, "Oh wait a second, we could track these." So they went, they saw the live feed of the flight patterns, because you can do this, and then they went to go check which of these actually matched up, and then they had like astrologists look at the sky during the nighttime to see where the stars were, so that way they could get a latitude and a longitude roughly.
Astronomists.
Yes. So
Not
they
astrologists.
yeah, astronomists. Anyway, they managed to get astronomists, not the astrologist Leo here.
I consult them.
They managed to get astronomists that were working there for part time just to figure out where the stars were, so they could figure out longitude and longitude. And then one guy got himself on camera, and he started driving around the suspected area, honking his horn and waiting for updates from the board to see whether or not they could hear it on camera, and they did. And he found it. And then he stole the flag and he replaced it with the MAGA hat.
They put a Keck, wasn't a Keck flag up?
Yeah.
Shirt and a MAGA hat.
Yeah.
And then he got pissed off, put another flag up. Then he stole it again. Then he went kind of nuts and started patrolling the area.
Yeah, he did that.
But they stole it again.
They didn't care.
Like they had footage from drones of just Shia LaBeouf patrolling an empty flagpole at 3 a.m. with a baseball bat by himself.
Yeah. So
and then the final place they ended up, which was I think was the funniest thing, when he finally gave up. He put it into place as a fenced-in area and this and that and the other. Okay, all right, finally got into place. There's no way they're going to get to it, right? They flew a drone in. They found the place. They flew in a drone and they burned the flag with a. They put a cigarette lighter on the drone.
Come on.
Then that was the last time before it was in the U.S. and then it got sent over to, I think it was London, and then a bunch of
the Watch Frogs.
The Watch Frogs got it. Then they sent it to France, and that was the final time that that the flag was allowed to fly because it was getting too infamous. Oh yes, the indoor flag. Yeah, I think he finally gave up and just put it inside somewhere.
Yeah. At one point, it was just a flag on a wall, nothing else.
Yeah.
And they still found it, and they flashed like a laser pointer in through the window because they were in a country where you don't want to be doing B&E.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Like B&E is bad, but it was one of those countries where you really don't want to be caught doing B&E.
This is a good point. Not all heroes wear capes. They sometimes post on forums. But yeah, that's 4chan for you.
So that's why, Charlie, I said everything with politics, it all comes back to 4chan.
At some point, yeah.
Hilarious. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I forgot who it was. I remember one time the hacker known as 4chan. That's the biggest
Oh God,
one
yeah,
at all.
Jesus, that was.
Yeah, they were looking. They had the government looking for the hacker known as 4chan
for a brief time.
And then they realized, oh, we're idiots.
Well, the leftist media wanted to talk about it, but they didn't want to know what they were talking about, but they wanted to talk about it.
Who is this 4chan, and what is this fatal?
Another hero with no cape.
That's true.
No, a hero with no cape.
Yeah.
Just as Vanessa L. said.
Exactly. Now, my question is, I'm going to ask the same question everybody else has asked. Why is this spelled this way?
Because.
Excuse me, astronomers, not astrologists, or astronomists.
Astronomists.
The point is, they figured the stars out. They found the thing.
So yeah, tell us about obviously we talk about the campaign now, but what's with the name? Why are we missing letters? What's going on?
It's because we're geniuses.
Okay.
No, seriously though, it comes down to the fact that he has a business, and it's it has an acronym. So we decided me, Charlie and I talked for a long time about the title, and we had several different ideas. And we decided an acronym, And so we went with Fatal. There's no A because if you start a business of any kind and you have an acronym with the word "and" in it, you wouldn't put that letter in there. So the point is that you look at it and you say, what is this? Wait, what is this about? So you look into it, you got to find out what the acronym stands for, and that'll also tell you what the story's about too, essentially, in those 4 words.
Gotcha.
So anyway, and people are talking about it, so we're doing something right, I guess.
So okay.
I'll take bad attention.
Yeah,
Bad attention.
you know, it's like all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as it brings if somebody's angry, where's that A? Where's that A? If it's fat L,
hey,
there's some certain people that. Well, there's one.
Okay,
there's
fat
one.
and L.
Sketch therapy's in here.
Yeah.
Sketch therapy. I was talking to Hotep Jesus today. There's gonna be a surprise.
Clint just say, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
That works.
That's the ultimate answer, huh?
Yeah. Oh man. But no, yeah, tell us about now that we've gotten the name out of the way, tell us about Fatal and how it came about, what are we doing, how do we get here, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So Charlie and I have been talking for a while. I kind of lost track. Was it about a year ago, Charlie?
About a year ago we first started throwing the idea around.
Yeah. So it started with Charlie did some great drawings of just action, you know, of this hero, obvious sci-fi setting, fighting these alien creatures. And he said, do you think there's a story here? And so we kind of put our heads together. I came up with a couple ideas that I wasn't super happy about. And then I don't know, one day I was like, an alien exterminator. He's specifically going to planets to exterminate aliens. And the one thing that Charlie was saying is that his motivation was to get off of this planet because he just couldn't be there. And so so I kind of worked from there. I pitched the idea to him about him being an exterminator from outer space, and he's moving planet to planet. Charlie loved the idea. So that's sort of how it started. And then from there, it was definitely very character driven story. And this is definitely very much of a collaboration between Charlie and myself. So I don't know, it just was kind of a slow development. And once we had more stuff put together, there was a moment there I was like, Charlie, like in January, we should just launch right now instead of Downcast 2. Let's just launch Fatal.
We almost did.
almost did. Decided not to. I was like, no, I'll finish Downcast 2. We'll finish it. So here we are now, a year later. But yeah, basically the story's about intergalactic exterminator, and he is, work for hire. So he takes something like saving the world, which has become cliche in comics.
You see it.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah. It makes it into a blue collar job. So he goes to this planet that sends out a distress call, and everything just seems perfect on that planet except for, a little turning over a rock, and he'll find that there's a serious infestation of these mysterious beasts that they don't know where they're coming from. Yeah. So that's sort of the basic plot, but a lot of fun stuff. Beautiful women, lots of action, and really this is something special. I think this is raising the bar for Indiegogo books.
Oh yeah, looks great.
Negative. I can walk you through a few pages. So right there, see, there's a black and white page. Go up one. Go up one.
Right here.
Up. No. There you go. Okay, so right up there, he's this giant. He's just come off of his own ship because the credits cleared, and his drone buddy Eldridge that Clint named said, "All right, go on down there." And so Flynn goes down, and this creature jumps on him, and he was not expecting any of this. There's Eldridge floating above him, saying, "Flynn, do you need a little bit of help here? You look like you're in over your head." And he wasn't expecting this level of aggression from these beasts. And he's underneath him as this green file's dripping down on him. He's trying to blast his blaster or his gas canisters or anything he can use to blow this whole motherfucker away. But the thing is huge on top of him. And then if you go down to the next page, go ahead down one little thing there. All right, so then that's where he is. See that thing right there on the left? That's the floating barge, and that's his blaster shooting all off the top of it. It's rusty, it's old, it's junky. It's floating above this really nice city, sort of like a garbage barge outside the city.
Mhm.
And on the top right there, scroll up just a touch so we can see it. Up just a touch.
Okay.
There he is. That thing was just on top of him, and now he's sort of shoulder throwing it off of him. You can see he's bearing the weight of this huge, grotesque beast that he doesn't understand what it is yet, whatever species. And there he throws it off, and then if you scroll down a little bit, he's running away as he's seeing the dropping out of the ship is more of these things. And as he's running away, firing his 6-gun laser, or just laser, I guess. It's called the punitive withdraw, as he jumps over the side of the old rickety barge. And he goes throwing a grenade back between his legs as he's leaping over the edge, and the whole thing's blowing up. And that takes us, if you go back all the way to the top, the first page that's in the column, the story just sort of out of order just because of what's in color right now. If you go
right
up to, no, not that. Now he's on the side of the barge, and he's realized he's in trouble. So his helmet comes on, and Clint's written beautiful things. Eric Weathers has lettered beautiful things and done fantastic effects. And up above him is the ship that he came from. That's above him. That's the gull. And he shouts into his wrist, "Fire all the missiles! Fire all the missiles!" And then on the right in the middle, the missiles come out of the little compartment, and then they come firing off in every direction.
Nice.
And if you scroll down one more, so that's where here's the first page. Scroll down one more page, and we'll get a little continuity.
Okay.
Scroll down one more page, right there. Scroll up just a touch. That's after he calls in up a touch to the top frame on this page. I'm sorry. Right there. That's all the missiles come firing in. He's on the side of that floating barge outside of this opulent, beautiful, pristine city. And he's on this rickety old barge. And all the missiles start converging on his point as he's in silhouette there, pushing away from these beasts as he's firing his blaster. And then the missiles do converge on that middle panel, and they blow up, and that horde of beasts is blown apart, and we have no idea what's happening as we zoom past him to a little glowing light in the beautiful tower beyond, where a young lady named Moxie is looking out the window, looking up at the explosion, and there she is looking out, and she says, there it is, that's Moxie. She's got Moxie, baby.
God damn it, Mike.
And go ahead, Mike. Let it out. I understand. I designed her so you would like her. And she's looking out the window at this massive explosion. And this here up closer in purple, that's her lady's maid, her protector, her guardian, her bodyguard, her servant. That's Kit. And she is bored with the whole thing, can't be bothered to see another thing that's outside of this beautiful castle. She's been out there. She doesn't want to see it anymore. And then if you scroll down just a little bit more, past the fine booty, you can go back. There she goes. Now Moxie's on the left. She turns as the explosion is up in the air out the window behind her, as she's saying, "Kit, we gotta go out into the world. We gotta go see what this is. This is the excitement I've been looking for." And she looks across the room on that big sort of middle, that's a 2-page spread. She looks across this big crowded room where all these people are attached to their drones with their AI and their intoxicants and their euphoria. And she's looking past that crowd too, in this middle of the room, in this sort of hot tub, sort of rejuvenation tube of some sort of replenishment. And there's her bodyguard, Kit, and she's in purple, smoking, can't be bothered. And Moxie's gonna bound across the room. And then on the bottom of that page, she's leaning towards the tub. She's moved across the room, and she's raising her arm and saying, "Look, it's out there. We gotta go out there. We gotta go. We gotta find out what it is out in that big world," where clearly she's seen this blue-collar fella, this handsome guy, hanging off the side of this rickety old barge, really experiencing a different life than she has.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's a couple of the pages that we've put up there.
Yeah, I know.
And there he is hanging off the barge. See, there he is hanging off. This is just before his helmet comes down. And behind him is the fabulous, opulent city with the lovely towers in all of your golden ratios.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like your description. You did a really good job of describing everything. I can tell you right now, if Piper was editing you right now, she would kill you. She's like, "Why are you giving everything away?"
Oh no! We haven't given. Here's as all love and respect to the end to Piper, wherever he or she may be. Piper is a she?
Yeah.
Or he?
Yeah.
Arguably.
Oh Jesus!
This is the first 10 pages. Not even.
Right.
There's 50. There's 50 more pages. This is. It wouldn't even count as a beginning. This is before anyone even meets. They're going to go into the heart of this city. They're going to navigate their way through the city and discover this plot. There you go. Look at that page. Look at that page. No, it's stretch goals. There it is. All right, start at the top of that.
Okay.
Right at the top of that, there's in the middle of this opulent party, this lady comes down a fantastic spiral staircase that's on the previous page than this. This is page 15 or so. And she comes down the steps, and this unfortunate fellow, was brought in front of her. And he's saying, I thought I was doing the right thing. I contacted him. I thought I was doing the right thing. And she's a real tyrant, right? She's the real tyrannical figure. And a real tyrant sometimes punishes you even if you're doing the right thing, right?
Yeah.
So as she opens the cape, all of the serpents come out. And he doesn't know what this is. And then in the left, in the middle there, panel 2, the serpents are coming towards him. And then in the middle, the serpents are spiraling up and around him. And then we have the close-up of his eye as he's starting to realize this is more serious than he thought. And she's looking coldly at him. And on the bottom left, they're really spiraling up his body towards his neck, strangling him. And she's got her magical arm up. And then she twists her hand and squeezes her fist. And these serpents squeeze the life out of this poor sucker. And he's in for way. If you look real close, there's a crack sound effect. And both of his arms break and he's being squished. The next page, there's not much left of him. As the young ladies come bounding over towards this. Yeah. And we find out their relationship to this lady that Clint made up. And the girls have to navigate their way out of this opulent setting, and they're going to make their way to Fatal Flynn, who's hanging off the side of this thing. He always gets in jams, and in this case, he might need a little extra help. So
there you go. There's a taste.
Yeah. Very big taste, but it's a good taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, Piper would say we gave away too much. Well, to Piper, we would say, come in for the rest, because there's so much more. We're having trouble cramming it into 52 pages. Mm-hmm. There might be a stretch goal that might expand the pages. There might have to be a Fatal 2 if it's thrilling enough for everybody else as it is for Clint and I so far.
Yeah. I think people are going to love this book.
I think so too.
It's epic. It really is.
Oh yeah. But so yeah, you got one stretch goal for $40,000, which you hit today.
We just had. Yeah, I said I got to announce the next stretch goal, and I haven't had a minute to announce the stretch goal. So we've got one. You guys want to be? You want to be the first here?
Sure.
So we're gonna include a fold-out poster. I think we're gonna make the stretch goal 50K. That would be a new nosebleed level. But at 50K, every single backer is going to get a fold-out poster. It'll be 11 by 17. And it'll have, I don't know, should we do the cover? Some people wanted that, or we could do where he's hanging off the side of the barge. I don't know that we have to necessarily commit yet, but fold out poster.
We could get. Do you guys like it? Let me.
No, that's great. I had a third option. Do a pinup with some ass and titties.
You're not the first person to ask for that.
I figured not.
Well, as much as the stretch goal aside, did the story sound exciting? Do you like what you heard?
Oh no, I'm about to back this shit right now because this is really fucking great.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. My artwork for 17 years has been going to board meetings, and they go to testing for advertising to find out if I have no idea if anybody likes it. So this is the first market test run where we find out if people really like what we're laying out there. And Clint's run a test before, and he's gotten back very positive results. And if Clint and I do it together, we're hoping for super positive results.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's kind of like what really when you
I
get
can
down
see
to
something in my head almost. Is that the main character surrounded by a girl pile while they're fighting off monsters, like Frazetta style?
I actually drew that once, and that is certainly a something like that was an alternate cover that I did draw, and it didn't. I didn't go with because I wanted to do the wraparound cover.
Yeah.
But what you just described is exactly what I drew once, and then I have a separate one for maybe I shouldn't say it. It's for the second part of the book that you would just sort of get to after the first 20-something pages, where he's got the girl and she's hurt, and he's defending her as they're surrounded by these creatures, and they're approaching a subterranean metal door, and they're about to get to the second part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
The drama's built in.
Yeah.
Clint and I can't even control it.
I know. And that's with stretch goals and stuff. I don't know. Again, I think it's almost like the sky's the limit. We want this to be very successful. That's why we're streaming out everywhere. I think honestly, like everybody that's into comic books would love to read this. The artwork is fantastic. The writing is fantastic, if I do say so myself.
Say it, Clint. Say it.
I'm saying it. It's awesome. So I don't know. The thing is, it's like the challenge is just getting it out in front of enough people. And I know like the conversion rate, people seeing it is enough. They want to back it. So it's just getting the word out because it's sweet.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you were talking about, kind of like let's experiment. Let's see if this will work. It's kind of like when we did Peregrine. It was like, do we? We were like, are they gonna like is superhero? Will people even like a superhero book? Will it work? Because we had to figure out is like, do they still crave it? Because everything we've seen, especially because of the movies and everything like that, where we're gonna have some fatigue. Like,
wait a minute. Will they still like it? They love it. What did you do with? I know Scott. What did you do with Peregrine?
Co-owner.
Yeah.
All right.
They were all that was one collaboration. Yeah.
I built the universe that Peregrine lives in.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful, fellas. All right, I'm still piecing all the world together. I'm slowly, because when you're head down and drawing at the table, it's hard to engage, in a proper way with everybody.
Well, this has been important because you've learned about 4chan, and then Peregrine. So it's like you're getting the important things knocked off.
Education today.
Yeah, man. Next, I'll go in with you for QAnon.
Oh God! Don't be
here for
that is a mess to try and keep all the fucking conspiracy.
So let's hit up these perks real quick.
Yeah, the perks. God.
Yeah. So up top there we have the collector's bundle. This is if you just want the works, essentially, and it includes your name in the book. You'll be forever enshrined in it. You'll get a trading card pack. We're packing them up in wax packs, so they're really fun and nostalgic, and relatively rare. Really, actually, very rare. And it ships first, which was kind of a nice thing that people liked on my last campaign. And then you get 3 different versions of the book. One is just color, full color. You get cover A, which is Charlie's wraparound color. Then there's cover B, whole story, full color, but cover B by Chaz Wagamont. And then there's the black and white artist edition, and this is for people that just love looking at art.
I was going to say, I remember that's that edition is straight line art, no colors, no word, no lettering, anything. It's just art.
Yep. Yeah. If you want to read the book, there's 2 different covers to read the book. This one it's just to pour over the beautiful artwork.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we want to answer that question.
He has no idea.
Yeah, we don't want to red pill him that hard. But
some rabbit holes are better left alone.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Oh God. gosh.
Anyway. So yeah, this one seems to be doing well. 51 copies sold of that. So
Yep.
copies, but bundles sold of that. I guess would be the better.
Absolutely.
I like the little graphic you got there. So with the little ships first, this is little truck going.
Yeah. Trying to make it all tangible, and people quick to understand just from looking at it. So yeah, and then the book, $25. I think that's pretty standard.
Yeah.
I
think.
But is the wraparound standard?
No, I mean I haven't seen another wraparound cover. Maybe there's one out there. But...
Inglewood has done.
Oh, Inglewood had a wraparound. Okay.
Yeah, Inglewood had one.
What's Inglewood?
It's another
comic. Yeah, another.
Is that Indiegogo?
It was. Currently, I think he's going to do a second chance on it at some point. But anyway, where are we at? Wraparound cover. So yeah, it was like you said, $25. Pretty standard.
Yeah.
Then of course you said you had the second cover.
Yeah, variant cover. It's different. It's just the front cover and it's digitally painted by Chaz Walgamont. People were a big fan of his art on my first campaign, so I thought I'd ask him back to do variant cover.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm. And then we got book plus the artist edition.
Yep. I actually just backed that. So
yeah.
Sweet.
Really
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh, Inglewood. This does look nice. A hero was born in blood.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that name. I've seen that name.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you know what's going on.
It's from a year ago. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, book artist edition, $50. Again, it's 25 for each, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We got the same thing with cover B as well. Below that. Yeah. Just got your options there, so you don't. There's always something like, hey, you forgot this one combination. So yeah,
I know the feeling. Trust me.
Yeah,
I know the feeling.
It's like you try to make a simple campaign. It's
like when we added Preston Aceveto's cover on our campaign, they were I said, okay, I'm just going to do one with do a cover A and his cover, right? For a 2-pack. And I did a couple, with prints and things like that. I said, but I didn't do one with his cover and the manga cover because the manga cover, well, to be honest, it didn't sell as well as the other ones, right? So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to forget. First thing, get an email. Can you do one with the manga cover? Like, suddenly you want it now.
That's how it goes. It's funny, but yeah, it's true. I always get people saying, hey, where's your retailer tier? And I always make a retailer tier, and then nobody backs it. So I'm like,
I got two retailer tier, for ours.
Yeah.
Because I think it was Malin, who said it best. It's like the retailer tier is actually really good for people who want to do international, but they, it's like a group of people instead of
right.
Sending, everybody doing their one. It's like, well, buy a retailer tier and you get 6 copies or whatever, So
right.
But you know what? It's funny because the 2 retailers I sold were domestic. I'm like, well,
there goes that theory.
Yeah.
It requires people to get together and plan for it, I guess. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So one of each cover. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you don't want the artist edition for some reason, but you want one of each, that's cool too. Got that tier. Here's the one. Yeah.
All 3.
One of each. Yeah, all 3. It's an economical way. You don't have to get the collector's bundle for $100. It's $25 less, and you get, essentially you get the 3 books. So
you don't get the trading cards and stuff like that, but you still get.
Yeah, you get the 3 books, which are the the priciest items in there. So
right. And then you got a print set for $125.
Yeah, and this print set is it's pretty great because you get 5 prints. This is for people that want to hang art up on their wall. So many people are asking for original art, and so this is a nice way because it's limited to 100. Charlie is signing and numbering them by hand for each print, and you get 5 of them. We're just picking 5 great pages from the book. You can hang them up on the wall or put them in a portfolio or something, and they're pretty special because they're very limited. And then if you want to get even more special, there's the hand sketch right below, tier below. Yeah. Charlie do a sketch. The way we did this is it's not in the book. It'll come with a book, but the head sketch is on a separate, Bristol board paper, so that way you can hang it up on the wall if you'd like, or you can keep it in your book. It's up to you. To me, I just personally, if you have art, I'd love to just look at it, or have it hanging up somewhere, instead of like in my book on my bookshelf somewhere where you can forget it exists.
Preferably not in the bathroom.
Yeah, right.
And then, we love Drawn In Tears. Those are.
Yeah, getting drawn into the book, and Charlie is just such a good artist, but he's very good at drawing likenesses. He's done a lot of likenesses, so it's sure to look great. And there's a lot of flexibility. If you want to die in the book, we can make that happen. If you want to, I don't know, have a beautiful woman hanging on your arm, I'm sure we could arrange that too.
Yeah,
all sorts of stuff. So
I want
thought of that part.
I'm going to jump off this screen for 1 second because I want to just to show people. I'm sure people have seen this that been on Twitter, but I have never seen this before in my life. Somebody to do. Give me just a minute.
Oh,
No worries.
Get up again.
Wax on, wax off for Daniel-san. Paint a fence. Up and down.
I can hear the boomerang happening from here.
Oh, it's not the boomerang. It's the Chrome deciding not to do what I wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
Great to be a long
story.
All right. 1 second. I got to pop out and right back in. I'll be right back.
Were you implying that people would?
Oh God, nobody needs to know what Fatal is. God, no World Comics Review. Never. No, do not. Oh my God. Oh God, that's the worst. Bring up. Holy fucking shit. Holy fuck. Oh God.
Mike's having a fucking stroke right now.
Yeah, are you all right?
The most badly designed blue tabletop RPG ever created. Holy fuck.
Oh, the other Fatal. Is that what you're talking?
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I that confirmed for me, because I was posting things around online and they were saying, wait, Fatal, isn't that an RPG? And it's FATL. It's spelled full out, but it's an acronym.
Yeah.
And so it was like, yeah, we don't want any of that
so wait a
problem.
minute. Yeah, I remember that conversation.
Remember that?
We decided that's already a property. We can't do it.
Yeah, it complicates things, especially for search engines too. But I've never seen the RPG, but if it's that bad,
from fantasy adventure to adult literary. Oh,
that's it.
Like I said, if you want to see something that's amazing to me, I've never seen anything like this before in my life. Is seeing Charlie here do a symmetrical drawing with both hands.
Yeah, this is a weird trick. I didn't know I could do this until
look at this.
Right around last year.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a beach house. And I was just drinking and doodling, and I started writing with both hands in the same direction, and then I just started making opposite shapes. With so if one hand was going clockwise, the other one was going counterclockwise.
Yeah.
I drew a lot of owls.
Owls are always good to start with because they're very symmetrical.
Yeah, they got the two round eyes, and then the wings go out in both directions. And it was just maybe a couple weeks ago, I said to Clint, sorry, I'm getting the the fictional character confused with the real guy. I said, could I draw a guy? And let me tell you, drawing a person is so much harder than drawing an owl. Because I would just doodle the owl and be like, this is fun.
This is sketch says you should have led with the IP conflict. We thought you just sucked at acronyms.
That's a much better cover, honestly.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those things, though. Is it lame to have this? I don't know. To me, it's like, well, if you want to go that direction, just be full on that direction and have your creative reason. But yeah, there is IP conflict there too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I forgot we even discussed that. That was it was a while ago that we figured. Wait, that's taken. We can't do that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. Sometimes things are taken and people do the same thing anyway. But I think we decided steer clear of it far ahead of before.
Hey,
Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Brian Christgau in the chat, who has the amazing 6-Gun Gorilla.
Love that book.
Books. He said, just read the first issue of Downcast. I really enjoyed it. I see he has a mailing list up for the next book, so get a chance.
He's one underappreciated writer, I gotta say.
I agree. The first book, the collected book was so good.
Yeah,
and I can't wait to get the next one. But yeah, I thought that was so good, and I'm glad to see that the second campaign we for a little while, and then it took off finally.
Yeah,
I'm just so glad, because I like Brian. Brian's a good dude.
He is, and everybody that reads his book is always like, "Holy cow, that knocked me off my socks!" It knocked my socks off. It was great. And so, but I read it, and I don't really like westerns generally, believe it or not, with a name like Clint. But his was just, it was so good.
A brother named Wayne.
Wayne. I have a brother named Wayne. Yeah.
My name is Wayne.
Wayne, is that you?
Yeah, brother.
It would be so weird if you both had successful YouTube channels talking about comics.
We never talked about it in private. That'd be funny.
Funny, it's like, oh, man, we also live 30 states away. What the? In the world's going on?
Where are you, Wayne?
I am in North Carolina.
Doxed.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in New Jersey, and everybody's been leaving here for the past 20 years to go live where you are.
Yeah, that's everybody's heading south.
Tons of New Yorkers by you now, right?
Not well, I met a lady the other day. I found out, it's funny what you think when I went to go get some new glasses, and the lady that was helping me found out she had moved here from Michigan, and she literally lives on the next road. And I, of course, I would never know because I don't go on the next road that often. But still, it was just like, oh, that's interesting.
You don't leave your house either. I don't leave my house either.
Why would I want to leave my house?
I can't imagine. I don't know. Everything's here.
Yeah, exactly. So should we check out this trailer?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's an improvement if you've watched my last ones.
I have, and I think you came on here and we criticized you about them. It's like,
probably, yeah. Let me know what you think about this one.
Okay, cool. Let's check it out.
Share audio.
It's really
I don't hear it.
I thought I did. Okay, hold on. I hate that you can't just click a button.
It's like I was hearing it play through somebody's speakers.
Might have been mine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's try that again. There we go.
We've received the transmission.
There we go. That's better.
Shall we give it a listen?
I'm calling you because my planet is sick. And not the monarchy, not the royal guard, not a single person on this spinning rock seems to care. It started gradually. First, it got into our heads. By the time I realized something was wrong, by the time I woke up, they were already here. Things look perfect at first glance, but that's how the aliens work. That's how the invasion starts. A slow boil. I'm calling you because I can't trust anyone here. You're off planet. You're a professional. And I'm afraid we might already be dead.
Flynn, how shall I respond?
Ah, there you go. That see right
Let's suit
there.
up.
Yeah.
So I can tell you my thoughts on that trailer with one sound.
Hmm?
That was really impressive. There was one criticism I had, and it's just because I'm super autistic. The text that you're using for like the transitions and stuff, it's a little bit like boring compared
Yep.
to like how everything else looks.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit. I feel.
Yep.
But no, aside from that, the overall presentation, fucking phenomenal, gentlemen.
Oh, thank you. I totally agree too. I was so limited by my crappy video editing software.
Right.
And I thought, like, you know, if somebody that really knew their video stuff could just take the audio and just make a beautifully, you know, visual trailer with it, that would be great. But yeah, I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, it was really fun. Vaughn Klaus did all of the voiceover work in that.
Oh yeah, he's really good with his voice work. Yeah,
very good. Yeah, and he helped with some of the editing. I put the audio together based off of the music, which I'm totally gonna do again because you find like the right epic music.
Yes.
And then you write the trailer around that, and it's like it works great. So
it's kind of
he
like
didn't tell me he was doing that, and he showed it to me, and I got chills, and I thought, what am I working on? This is intense. Holy shit.
Yeah, when you forget what you were doing because you enjoyed the trailer for what you were doing so much, right? Like,
yeah, man. I just thought I was making some drawings. Apparently there's some sort of epic story involved. It's incredible.
Oh man!
And right now we're sitting. Let's just start real quick. We're sitting at 40,178. So we know we've had a couple of backers. Like one's right here, and there's a couple in the chat, I think. So let's take a look. Oh yeah, there you go. $40,297. Oh God, you got a you got a $3.
I know, isn't that the worst?
It means you got an international backer, probably.
Thank you, everyone that's supporting the book. Yeah, it's great. We're putting so much work into this, so it's great to see people appreciating it. And
the best part is, I'm looking at your backer, number right here.
Yeah.
Did you know that according to Mike S. Miller, that you are not a real comic book until you have 1,000 backers? So you're about to cross the threshold.
Yeah, it's going to happen for sure.
Yes. I still love that. That was like one of the dumbest things I ever heard him say. He's like, a real comic book is really when you get 1,000 backers. I'm like, my first book was like 937 backers. And it's like, I just would tell people it's 1,000 because it close enough, right?
Effectively is, but but it'll be nice to be like officially over
official 1,000. Yeah. And then you could say, it's like, just like my brethren before me, I am now a real comic book. Thank you, Mike S. Miller. I love that. But yeah, I'm glad glad you got up here, got some new backers, and all that stuff, because this looks amazing.
Great. Thank you, everyone.
And as soon as I have some extra money, I'm going to be backing it too. I just haven't done it yet.
Appreciate.
But I'm going to, because like I said, I've been I got the books the other day. I've been read through Downcast 1, and I'm like, this is good stuff.
I read that with my kids. My kids love Downcast.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of good feedback, and it's a lot of the people this time around that backed Downcast 1 and 2, so they can read, they can binge read it. It's been really positive. So I think I'm going to send out a survey like I did on the first one, but I'd really like to do another Downcast book.
Yeah. Well, I said a real comic book is when you can afford to ship it with the money you raise.
Damn dog.
That's a good point.
Big oof. Big oof. Big oof. So yeah, like I said, everybody go check out Fatal. Links in the description below. For people who are going to watch this, probably watch this later. Definitely check it out. Like I always said, always put links to the description, for everybody who wants to check out books that we.
And if you really like it, if you're very excited about it, climb up on your boyfriend's shoulders and open your shirt and shake your boobs. Because otherwise, that's really how Clint and I. That's our metric.
That's a good metric, in all honesty.
Backing's one thing. Back it. Well, let me back it too. But after you do that, then climb up on. Doesn't have to be your boyfriend. Some people are. They're more progressive. There's not one boyfriend. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. Fine. You crawl up on somebody's shoulders and you rip your shirt off All right, at the buttons. Hopefully, there's buttons. If there's no buttons, you can lift it. Maybe a scissor or rip it like Hulk Hogan, and then shake your knockers. Either way, as long as you're saying your prayers and eating your vitamins, it's fine.
Yeah, and saying
That's how we
brother,
go.
and saying either the phrase brother, dude, or Jack.
Yeah, brother, I hear your support out there.
Yeah. I heard you support my book, brother. Glad to hear you, dude. Let me tell you something, Jack.
He's still alive?
Yes, he's still going.
Somehow?
Still
He
ticking.
didn't drop dead from. I'm starting to think steroids are the way to go.
Yeah, it seems like people living through it. It's
Look at
everything else that
Stallone.
it's everything else
Look
they
at
stack on
Stallone.
when they
Stallone looks great. He's
Yeah.
73.
he
looks
started doing
like
that human growth hormone. That's what got him.
Yeah. Can I have some? Looks
I
awesome.
mean, right? Like, and I think
Chief Justice,
He's that old.
in every fifth Krispy Kreme donut, just have a little human growth
just a
hormone.
little HGH to balance it out. Yeah.
Yeah. And you say these pecs are picking up.
Yeah.
Looking up.
I suddenly feel like I want to work out a lot. Yeah.
Are these Flintstones vitamins? What are these?
Yeah. And real quick, a little housekeeping as we always do. This is Peregrine Wings of the Falcon, our collaborative effort. It was myself, Xavier, Piper, and Scott McCullough. And as we can see right now, we are sitting at $47,730 with 1,052 backers. As you can see, we're already a real comic book.
Look at
I
that.
lost track of this, but you guys are killing it.
Yeah.
Somewhere around 35, I was like, okay, these guys are great, but I didn't realize that you were up that high. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we've been blown away for a first project. You know, it's like we still can't sometimes we can't fathom how much it's done. You know how well it's done. You know, it's just like
Who's the artist?
Piper Shower
Is it Xavier the artist?
Money.
No, good lord. The writers, Xavier and Scott. The artist is Doug French.
Yeah, our artist is Doug French, and he worked on X-Men Blue and Halo Escalation. Like I said, script by Scott. Colors are by Farah Nurmaliza. You know, if you might, I don't know if you saw the.
Scott told us all about her.
Yeah,
the controversy, everything.
Yeah, so there was a controversy with that and all that stuff. Bloop, 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 where am I at? And then, of course, lettering by some guy named Eric Weathers. I don't know, you might have heard of him.
Never heard of him.
What does he lettering?
He doesn't do anything.
He apparently does lettering, and I think he's got some book about roads and bricks and stuff. I don't know.
Tackle, stick, toads, something.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then, of course, here's the main cover, as most people have seen.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful. Yeah, I backed it early.
And this is our manga variant that some people bought. Yeah, some people bought. What did you say, 2003?
Yeah.
It is very 2003. That's true.
Right. It's not even an insult. That's just the anime aesthetic at the time.
Yeah, the aesthetic at the time, yeah. And
So
then, of
wait,
course,
is this the one that you were saying that people were demanding a manga cover, and then you put the manga cover out, and nobody put the manga cover?
it wasn't a demand. It was just like, hey, Scott's like, let's do a manga cover. And I'm like, well, okay, fine.
Right.
Put it out there. And, well, it sold okay, but, let's put it this way. This and definitely this are the biggest selling covers.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would say so. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you guys, so you didn't start off with the manga cover, you added it.
No, we started off with these two covers. We had that one and
did.
the manga cover. That's
Gotcha.
two covers we started with. And we did it because, well, I'm going to be honest with you, we were trying to appeal to Rage and Golden Eagles audience, let's be honest.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the in fact, it's the artist for the manga cover is one of Rage and Golden Eagles in his audience. So
Oh, cool.
and that's how it started. So
Who painted this beautiful thing that's on the screen?
Preston Acevedo painted this. He's worked on. He's done Doc Salem.
We had a little book together when those guys were putting together that 3-story, what do you call it, thrilling comics story. There were 3 Golden Age, and Chuck Dixon was on it too, so it was really cool.
Yeah,
but yeah, Preston Acevedo was the artist for my story, Silver Streak.
Yeah.
You got you lucked out on that one, didn't you?
Yeah, he's great.
I love Preston. He's a good dude.
But yeah, if you like that cover, the painting is for sale.
Yeah, the painting's still available. And every tier that some people don't do it, but it's just something I've always said. It's like every tier that we sell has a book with it. So I don't know. It just felt right to like, okay, here's a book to go with this,
Yeah.
And of course, some interiors from Doug. We're starting to get more colored pages. That's a quick update. I'm going to update the updates actually at some point. We are officially 23 pages are colored. There will be, but there are I think there's 5 still being worked on right now. So it's actually going to go up soon. So it's you can pretty much say more than halfway done with the colors. So get the colors done. We will put them all in a file and send them to Eric. Eric will letter those if he gets time. It was funny. We talked about it the night we had him to talk about the Battle Big Road. And we talked about when do you want it? Because some people say, well, give me a few pages, and he's like, no, give me the whole thing. I'll take care of it 3 days, and then, I say, hell yeah.
Around.
Yeah, he's quick. He's quick, and he's even quicker from when he did Downcast 1. Yeah, I thought he was fast, and then when he did Downcast 2, it was even faster. So
like lightning speed, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, and then we've got some other art pages, and we've run into a kind of a same thing that y'all did. Like people say, "Can y'all release a black and white?"
Oh yeah, they said that after you'd already launched.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is, I feel like I've got ideas, for adding things, but do you people give you a hard time for adding things? Like I thought I had everything, but now you added this new variant cover. Has that not been a big deal?
Well, you know what? I'll talk to you about it offline. That'll be better.
Sure.
Too.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell you what. But yes, them got that, and here's the print that launched 1,000 tiers from SJWs.
Nice.
This is literally was our color test and basically concept for the character, right? And we thought, that looks good after it was all done. And so we'll put as a print that people can buy, right? There's going to be 2 prints.
Who's the artist?
This is Ian Warinto, and colors, of course, by Farah. And so this was oh god, so many people is like, what's wrong with her hips? Why is her vagina bone all crazy? What's with her arm? Blah 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 blah.
And of all people, it was Remphamus.
All people
trying to correct the anatomy.
Yeah, it's like look you, and of course the classic. Where are her organs?
Yeah.
I said organs are in this area right here.
The important ones. Those are the important organs.
Important.
See, shit like that, Wayne, is how I know you're a goddamn weeb.
Mm-hmm. Well, you see, I'm gonna explain something to you. Let me go back up here. See, organs are in this area, and they got the most area to be to shove things in. I'm not gonna look if a woman wants to walk around with milk trucks. I'm sorry, AT&T lady.
We are devolving into Grug on this stream. Fantastic.
Yep. So, and then of course we had our stretch goals. We did posters. We got 2 posters for everybody, 11 by 17s. That'll be shipped out to everybody. Clint, I'm an idiot, and I said, because people were complaining, I don't like the papers we folded. I said, okay, I'll roll them up, put them in tubes. Why did I promise that? What is wrong with me? But I promised it. It's gonna be done. That's just
posters in tubes.
Yeah.
Is that expensive to ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, are you gonna fire them out of a T-shirt cannon across the country?
That's gonna be the next time. It's like trebuchet to the.
Yep.
But did a special cover, of course. That's Preston's cover. Now we got trading cards. First 500 backers are going to go and get a hollow foil card, so that'll be cool. And then everybody else is getting and then everybody's getting 2 trading cards now, which is a Peregrine trading card and a trading card of her father's Silver Falcon, which you will learn about in the book. And then the We Beat Dead Speeds tier, where we basically are upgrading everything about the cover and the interior pages and stuff like that. And then Piper shaved her head, so that's already been done. And at $50,000, we haven't shown the update on that, but basically it's going to be because of all the crap that the art team got. The art team's getting a bonus.
Oh,
That's great.
So yeah, so I said we've reached this, and like especially for everything that they've probably seen on social media about like, oh, you racist, and then that, and all that stuff. I was like, yeah, they deserve a little extra money for.
So basically, it's the Piper bonus.
Well, she ain't getting paid.
but the art team is getting a bonus because of Piper.
Kinda.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was waiting for you to try to fucking lie to me.
Yeah.
I've seen her Twitter feed.
Now, to be fair, with that, she didn't start that.
She hardly ever does.
Yeah.
It's just Piper doesn't know when to stop arguing with dumbasses on the internet.
Well,
does anybody really?
No,
I don't.
No, especially not in this group of people.
Yeah.
Is Piper normally here to argue?
Yeah, she wasn't feeling well tonight. So
yeah, she's normally here to defend herself when I bully her. Not very well, but
Yeah.
But she'll try anyway, right?
Yeah, she'll try her best.
And Chuck Reardon says those are some impressive set of organs.
Indeed.
That's Chuck Reardon. He can throw the best fastball of anyone you know. He can eat the most steak, and he can reload a shotgun very fast.
One-handed.
These are the traits of people named Chuck Reardon.
There you go.
They're stick to the ribs kind of guys.
Oh yeah. So Clint, what else do you got planned? You got going? Where are you going the rest of the week? Are you doing the show or on your own, or are you just?
Yeah. Well, so no, I did one on Monday. I've been saying I'm going to stream on my channel every night. I don't stream on someone else's, and I'm streaming on someone else's every night. So yeah, it's going to be another busy week. I'm gonna get the agenda mixed up a little bit, but yeah, I've got something tomorrow. I've got two streams on Friday, assuming one of those is that Star Wars girl, which we think our book is, right up fandom Menace's alley.
It is. Our book is sort of it's Star Wars meets Marvel.
Yeah,
there it is. That's it.
Yeah, we were on her channel. You'll enjoy it. She's good.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, do you have any other suggestions of channels to go on? It feels like we've been on.
I think you've been on just about everybody I would suggest. In all honesty, so
yeah, we'll keep plugging, making those regular videos, and I'll stream
too. Thing that I've always said, a good thing to do is like even when you're promoting, go on to small channels too. Like even they only have 3 viewers, because. They might you might pull your audience, you might pull them over there, and they're like, oh, this is a good channel too, so it's kind of like a help. Everybody's helping each other out kind of thing. So
I kind of taper things out a little. I think we're doing some smaller channels, especially on Saturday. I've got 2 lined up. I think there's smaller channels, and then next week it'll continue to we pack in the big ones first. You want to reach as many people, but
get your big impact channels. Exactly.
Absolutely.
I want to talk to Michael Bancroft.
Oh, Bancroft.
Oh yeah,
I like Bancroft.
I've been in contact with him.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Right.
You'll like going on his channel. He's a good.
And I've never talked to. I'd love a stream where I get to talk to Rob Willis and Donald DeLay. I don't see them talk anywhere really.
Rob doesn't do that many streams. I don't think I've ever seen him on a stream.
Because it's once you start talking, you don't draw. That's it.
Yeah.
Now Donald, you get him on a stream, and it could be a wild time depending on the day of the week.
Sometimes he's quiet. I haven't seen him on a stream in a long time though.
Yeah.
But
these are my people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I understand that, because one day you might be real talkative, and another you might be sort of just head down and think, I gotta do stuff. I can't. I can't. I gotta draw beautiful women.
Go on Ben Shapiro's channel; you'll sell tons of comics. Yeah, that was an experiment that failed miserably.
Miller did go on there.
He did. Yeah.
Well, to sell what?
And it didn't translate to that many sales, in all honesty.
There's something about getting the right market. People buying comics are different than people. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're targeting your market by. YouTube's just so effective. I think,
man.
Yeah.
On all these streams, I feel I used to go to a comic shop. I'm in New Jersey called Time Warp, and you chit chat with people there. That's what all these streams feel like.
Well, that's what it is, man. You go to the comic shop, and you might go in to buy your books, but you might end up in there like an hour or two, just like shooting the bull with guys who also like comics. So it's like
That's exactly it. Yeah.
So
I love it.
But
anyway, it's so much fun.
Anyway, we're at the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to go ahead and close it down for the night, and we will see you soon. I don't know. Tomorrow night we might be here. I can't remember at this point. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good one. We'll have Joe Biden play us out as usual, and y'all have a good night, and we will see y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Game on!
Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh?
Cocaine.